All right, thank you for joining me here today, everybody. Please take your seats, get comfortable. My name is Peter, and this is a drawing on a piece of paper. Today we're using the Rotring Isograph .25. It's a technical pen. The nib is entirely made of metal. For a long time I used the various fine liners with felt nibs, felt tips, and they work great. So if you're using one of those, if you're using a different type of pen, don't think you need to switch to this. But it is fun, and I enjoy these technical pens like the Rotrings and stuff like this. They do put ink down in a very, very satisfying way for me, and I've been enjoying it. Yeah, that's all. This is just, I would consider this a doodle. People say, what do you call this kind of drawing? I have no idea. I don't really like categorizing things too much. Speaking of which, sometimes here where I live, I have a balcony, and I stand out on it sometimes. Just kind of looking at things. There's not a whole lot to look at. Some cars in a parking lot, some little houses, birds sometimes. Even when it's raining, sometimes I stand out there just for a little while. It's okay to get a little bit wet. Sometimes I find myself kind of hunching over in the rain, and I realize it's kind of pointless to hunch in the rain. And I remind myself just to stand up. Just stand up and just take it. It's fine. You'll dry off again. Maybe it helps to hunch if you've got like a hood and you want the hood to cover more of you or something. It's probably just some natural reaction to hunch. And sometimes even when it's cold, I find myself hunching. Does hunching make yourself warmer? Also, I've noticed sometimes when I sit down, I feel like having my body more crumpled up like that, I would think would make myself warmer. But no, I feel like when I stand back up, I get warmer. And I think maybe it's because when I sit down, the back of my jacket goes up and my pants go down a little bit, and my lower back is sometimes exposed, which makes me colder. And also, my butt being in contact with whatever I'm sitting on also makes me colder. Just standing up is warmer somehow. I don't know how. Maybe your legs being closer together. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is sometimes I didn't have a Christmas tree around Christmas time. I'm not big into seasonal decorations, but I did appreciate that out across my balcony in front of me, in front of my apartment, one of my neighbors had a Christmas tree out in their lawn, just like a random tree. I don't think it was a Christmas tree, but they had a Christmas-looking tree, and they put lights on it, and I got to appreciate that. So I got a little bit of seasonal spirit, just like that. And then also, in their window, how people get Christmas trees, and then they have the presence of mind to put their Christmas tree right in their window. I think if I had a Christmas tree, or I was into that sort of thing, I don't know if I would be smart enough to put it right into a window to think about what it looked like from outside the house. But some people are smart enough to put the Christmas tree right in front of the window so it looks nice from the outside also. So I got to appreciate two Christmas trees from one house. Their outside Christmas tree and their inside Christmas tree. And then if I stood on my balcony, sometimes I'd do this and I'd be listening to music on my phone, my earphones, and I would kind of sway slowly back and forth. And there were some branches from a little tree. There's no leaves on the branches at this time of year. And I would sway back and forth, listening to the music. And the effect of the little wiry lines of the branches, and the effect of the window panes, the lines of the window, and a little bit of the blinds, and the actual branches of the Christmas tree, and all these lights on the Christmas tree. As I swayed back and forth, the parallax motion of all these lines working together as I swayed back and forth would make the lights on that Christmas tree twinkle in a really magical way. And I just want to share with you that I really enjoyed that. So thank you for that, anonymous neighbor. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Also, one time, I moved here to Greensboro after Hurricane Florence, after a rain made my roof leaky in near Wilmington where I lived. I was renting a house there. People ask me all the time when I move here, like, not on the internet. Usually when I say people ask me, it's usually like internet comments, right? But here I'm talking about real life conversations. People are like, hey, so what brought you to Greensboro? Nothing really brought me here, but I was more chased out of my current living situation in on the coast there by a natural disaster, aka Hurricane Florence. And I could have moved somewhere else very close to where I lived. I could have moved next door or something, who knows? But I moved to Greensboro because I knew some people here. I'm like, oh yeah, Hurricane Florence, kind of crapped on my house. And they're like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm like, well, it's just a rental. It's just more inconvenient than anything. Kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, but the weird thing was, as soon as I moved here to Greensboro, like 1 week later, maybe 2, Hurricane Michael swept right through Greensboro. It's like natural disasters are chasing me. I feel like maybe people should pay me to stay away from their cities. I'm not sure. And I don't know why you want to know this, but okay, no, that's a silly story. I'm not going to tell it. It's just like a thing. I was just going to tell you about how like the Hurricane Michael is not that bad, except how it was very windy, and so lots of trees fell down, and the power here in my apartment complex went out for like 1 minute, and I was like, oh, it's not so bad. And apparently the whole city, most of the city lost power for like a whole day, and I had no idea until my friends were telling me about how they were out of power, and I was going to go to a party. I'm like, yeah, should I come over? They're like, yeah, but we don't have any power. It's like, I'll just bring candles. But then when I got there, their power came back like right at the same time. Anyways, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that these people with the 2 Christmas trees, they have like a little row of trees, and one of them like got blown over by the wind, and they pushed the tree back up with a truck. They just put like a big canvas blanket on the front of their truck and then just pushed it back up. And I don't know, they like tied it down. And I just stood on my balcony watching the whole thing. They probably knew I was there, just standing there watching silently. Like saw me out of the corner of their eye once, and they're like, pretend he's not there. I don't know. I ran out of things to say in my videos a long time ago. Can you tell? Also, I've noticed that in the rain, birds still fly around sometimes, even in very, very cold rain. Very cold, freezing rain, they still hop around, fly around, they still do their thing. Also, birds' nests don't have roofs on them usually. Like the nests I've seen in trees, sometimes they nest in smart little covered places. I have seen nests like that, but sometimes they're in more exposed places. Do they just hunker down their nest, get cold and wet? I know their feathers do have some sort of water repellent nature. Maybe the raindrops just kind of roll right off, but still, that seems like a harsh existence. Poor little birds. I'm not sure. Anyways, I don't know how this has been 8 minutes already, but okay, goodbye everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.